interesting article here today. Only in your state. And we have haunted woods that will send you running for the hills. And I've already checked out this location. And I'll tell you right now. Of course, all my research leads to only one thing, and you know damn well it leads to Indians. And just like every other article that just randomly pops up, this is on my to-do list, mind you. Very awesome to have gotten this article. Now it goes on to say that the spooky hike leads you to Beverly, Mass. Which Beverly, Mass is not too far from Salem. And they say that while these woods may be lovely during the daylight, of course, come dark, deep as the sun begins to set, these woods supposedly got their name from the infamous Salem witch trials. Which, as you know, after the witch trials went down, everybody spread out. Obviously escaped being hung or whatnot. Of course, some of these witches ended up in this wooded area. But. And they used to go there to practice their witchcraft, whatnot. Probably hiding out, keeping away from the locals. But however, there's another theory regarding this, and this is a stupid theory. This is the only reason why I know, and I'll have proof later on to show you. Of course, being out in the woods, in any kind of woods like this, Indian dwelling, due to the fact that they used the woods during wars, either against each other or against the English or all white man. They used to disappear into the woods, swamps. So for them to say that this happens, some locals and historians suggest that reports of supernatural occurrences, strange sightings in these woods began in the 1670s. Which, mind you, 1675, 1676, First Indian War. Goes on to say before the witch trials, but this is stupid, very dumb, and dead wrong. They're going to sit here and say widespread belief that the trees of the forest were actually intelligent. Male violent, local lore asserted that the land actually drew witches to the forest because of its innate magical and some say evil proprieties. About a century later, during the American Revolution, soldiers using the forest as training camp reported they sometimes saw their slain comrades. There's your first question answered right there. English-Indian War. And they saw them there. And it goes on to say, in the mid-1800s, wealthy families began building mansions. In the Beverly area, some of these massive estates were destroyed in mysterious fire that regard through much of the witch's wood. Hikers can still see some of the damaged trees and ruins left behind in this blaze. But, you know what? I'm due to get out to the Indian Hill of the 1960 fire that happened to the 5 or 6 teenagers that went out there and built the cabin, and they said they threw gasoline in the fire to ignite it, but it spread quickly and blew up the house. So say, but Indians used to burn down villages, houses too. And if there's a pissed off Indian spirit, and this is the second reason why I say Indian dwelling began building on sacred land. That's all I got to say. Trees and ruins left behind are the blades. If you're brave enough to hike through this, which I am, you get to see the toads, the frogs, and salamanders. You can also use the area for birding and nature study, as well as cross-country skiing. Great. Goes on to tell all this stuff. But for the person to not do research on this first before they put it in the article, let's do this. Time to survey the land, people. Now remember what I said. Indian Hill, Worcester, Mass. Combusted flames of fire. Could have been a gasoline tank. Don't get me wrong. But mysterious fire is building. And as you can see, here is where the trail, Beverly Commons is what it's called. I didn't get into the description in the article. But that's what it says. It goes into the Beverly Commons. You got your trail little white hiker here. And they also went on to say it's off of, Greenwood Street, which is the end of Greenwood Street here. But you know what? Something funny happened today when I looked up one of the streets. It didn't lead me to this side. So we pulled back. Like I say, this whole forest right here. Whew. Now, reason number 3. I'm going to go on Indian dwellings, mysterious fires, the whole shebang. You come on over here. And I looked up Greenwood Street. But as you can see, when I looked up Greenwood Ave, it was over here, it came over here. It didn't bring me straight to this road when I looked it up today. It brought me over here to Greenwood Ave. Now, isn't that funny? Look at that, Greenwood Ave, and I was looking for the Common, and there's Common Lane. But, yes, people, here's my third prediction. Not only in Worcester has an Indian Hill, Holden has an Indian Hill, and it actually splits off in 2 streets. And I believe this might be an actual hill. But Air Mass has an Indian Hill. And I went up through there, out that street. It's another dead-end street. And what's lo and behold around it? Rock structures in a hill. Now, this whole forest, and knowing that right there about the Indian Hill, that means, and George Hill. It's not a big hill. It's not called Indian Hill, but Indians lived on it. And I found that out through an article from a dream I had. Mind you, it's all in there. George Hill, Lancaster, Mass. Indians lived on top of George Hill in Lancaster, Mass. And right next to it, the Bloodtown Forest. So, Indian Hill in air also leads to forest land. Indian Hill in the Holden area, I think it's Holden, on Route 122, I believe, coming out of Worcester Indian Hill. You see the hill? There's a forest around it. Right here. Indian Hill, forest. And they say other things occurred before the witches' trials. And as you can see here, we have Salem down here. Just to show you how far it is. Salem Witchery Museum, the Seven Gables. Salem down there, come up here. Not too far, and this is what they did. They all fled, ran up there, up into Beverly, Mass. But all the all the area that I've already spoken of, with Indian Hill within it, George Hill in it. This is why I think what they speak of are these intelligent trees. Well, how about you try intelligent Indian spirits? That's right, people, right in here. Here we have it. All through this area. Trail over there where the red dot is. And yes. Now, if there's anything leading these witches into these woods, would be the Indian spirit and the shamans. That's right. I think the shamans or shamans. Trying to think of how you're supposed to say that. Shaman. I think it's shaman. But they are witch doctors pretty much in a shaman word version. And if anything, if these spirits roam like I say they do in areas, let alone even in Leominster, the Wikipiki, they have Wikipiki Hill. That's right. And when I was in them woods last night, there was a lot of hills around me. So I'm telling you, this area right here, if you're looking at right now, has led to me to believe, right, and these are my thoughts, my theories, the person that read that article or wrote it is wrong. There's no intelligent trees. There's this Indian domain here. And when the witches got there, all they did was make it worse. Not only does the Indians want you to stay off their sacred land, witchery in it, throw that in there, oh God, we're talking about great balls of fire. Anyways, another story that just pops up randomly, and I know damn well it's got to do with the Indians. I just wanted to show this on my to-do list to get to this place. I don't know when, but that's right. Another set of woods, dark, deep woods, baby. I gotta get out there. Now, what I gotta do is see if there was any Bigfoot sightings in Beverly, Mass. Or any kind of sightings. Till that next video, people. This is what I do. This is what I was born to do, I guess. Tell the tales of the Indians, that's right. And when people get it wrong, like the other article, that's right. I just fixed it for them. Out.